So I have not always lived a disciplined life. Well, I've always worked in mining, tunneling, industrial construction, so I've always done very long hours and rarely having days off. But in between the contracts or on my R&R, I'd always binge on substances, alcohol, and food, having some kind of perverse pride in my accomplishments, in the amounts and the durations of my debauched behaviors. I know the feeling of my clothes not fitting properly. Every time you sit down, you got to pick this shit out. I know the feeling of waking up again with the dreaded feeling of the bank account being empty, and that feeling of shame knowing that I behaved like a fool again in front of people. How I found the new way to live, to me, feels like an accident at times. But the more I read and the more I learn, the more I realize that this path for men is quite common, similar to like the prodigal son story of scriptures. Using discipline to eliminate these demons of smoking, drinking, substance abuse, overeating, obsessive sexual desire, and the laziness or lack of training from my life has radically changed my life's trajectory from one of an honestly downward spiral to now regularly people complimenting me that I'm looking young for my age, or guys at the gym asking me if I'm on steroids because the gains I'm making for my age are outstanding. If I can do it, then anybody can, is what I'm saying. And anybody who knew me back then can testify to that. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. You can't have both. The allure of instant gratification must be resisted and understood for what it is. It's a complete waste of your time. You know what drinking is all about. There are no surprises down there for you. You've done it all before. It's just the same thing again and again and again. What's worth more to you? One night of relaxation or setting up yourself and your future generations financially? If you took all the time that you spend drinking or overeating or scrolling on dating apps trying to get some low women to give you sexual gratification and did something productive with it, like study or workout, in 5 years you'll be jacked and you'll be on your way to being a master in your field of study, and definitely richer, because all those vices I mentioned earlier are not cheap. This is basic stuff, right? So if it is known, then why it is so hard to do that? The reason it's so hard to do, the reason why humans came up with religion in the first place, in my opinion, is sacrificing the now for the future that is not guaranteed is a leap of faith. And it's hard for younger people to understand that and go with that faith, but it gets easier as you get older. Being completely honest about your current position is the first thing that you need, as you can't solve a problem unless you know exactly why it happened and what exactly the problem is, right? It sounds simple. So sit down with your notebook, keep it simple. Problem one, I'm way too fat. I became this way because I eat too much food. When, why, how I'm going to take the fat off my body, and by what date. By putting it all down, it takes the emotion out of it and clears your head. You automatically start seeing solutions. It almost just looks like any other problem, and it can be solved with inputs X, Y, and Z. Discipline beats motivation because it's impossible to stay motivated all year and at all times, especially when you need to apply that discipline in early mornings or when you're under stress. They're the worst times for motivation. So the best way to start applying the discipline into your life is to bring one in at a time. As Jim Quick says, inches by inches, and it cinches, yards by yards. It's just too hard. I love that one, as I fall into the trap often when I start adding too many things to my schedule and not expecting other things to suffer, or not accounting for my stress levels to affect my mood and therefore my performance at work, or more importantly, my performance as a father and as a husband. I don't want to shortchange my family. So try this. Wake up early every day for a month. It sounds easy, right? But becoming the man that can commit to something for a month without batting an eyelid is really the secret of life, because the tools and the skills that you need to overcome the base desire just to keep your head on that pillow are the same tools that you need to become a successful in business, or successful in your job, or successful as a father, or any other aspect of your life. Look, As you ask yourself to do these things that you know are good for you, but you know you don't want to do, your body throws up all these natural defenses against yourself, right? It's crazy, but you know it's true. So the secret is to understand that these are automatic responses to perceived stress. And once you identify each one of them, you start to recognize them when they come into your head. And once you pull back the curtain, so to speak, it gets much easier to remove the emotion and make better decisions in those times. So I have the answers and I have the structures that you need to get you on the path. And being an online trainer, I can see what you're eating, I can see how you're training, and I can see how your body composition is going on. So the accountability is there and it's real. I have an online coach, and I can attest that it's a game changer to have someone who is on your side. It's legit helpful. You can do it on your own, but it's heaps faster to let somebody else steer the way for just a little bit at the start. If you're one of those guys that says like, oh, I used to train, so I should just do that again, or I'm just going to start fasting, that should help. I say give it a go, I suppose, for a month. But if a month goes by and you don't see any results, you honestly need to sit back and be really brutal with yourself and ask yourself, are you getting the results? I went to the gym every morning, and I mean every morning, for around 2 years, not seeing any results, not seeing the real results that I wanted. I gave myself tendonitis. I would make excuses to myself saying like, oh, I must have low T. All the other guys that are around me getting results, they're probably on gear. The level that we can delude ourselves is unfathomable, guys. I started seeing the results I wanted when I followed the diet exactly. And that's what social media has done for me. At any time, I can get awesome advice from my online community and my coach. So I know that I'm not alone. I'm being held accountable. You have to know that you are better today than you were yesterday. And you have to know you're making constant progress. What we talk about here and online is what men resonate with. All the men that I talk to crave in their life: respect, honor, discipline, strength, being a man who holds his word. So this is what I do, and it'll work for you too. If you man up and reach out, I will put you on a program together with your diet, and you will have unlimited text contact with me, weekly group calls. So hit me up in the DM. We can book a call. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, follow. Please interact. Leave a comment. Or if you like this video, please hit the like button. Everything helps. I hope this helped you. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.